Hello and welcome to Build. I'm Pips Taylor and we are live in London for an incredibly special session. We have the incredible Feeder here. They're going to be performing not just one, but two tracks exclusively for us today. One iconic song and a brand new one. And we're also going to be chatting all about their new music, which I'm really excited about. But before we do that, let's take a look at their new single, This Is Youth.
We just love it on the run. California, here we come. Just when I thought those days had gone, still wishing we were young. We were young, we just love it on the run. California, here we come. When I see your face, the future that awaits, another city rising.
Please put your hands together and give it up for Grant Nicholas from Feeder. Grant, here he is, yes! Hi, how you doing? Mwah. Welcome to Build. So, if any of you guys who are watching back home live, please remember that you can send in your questions for Grant. Tweet us at Build Series LDN or just leave a comment under the video if you're watching on Facebook. Grant, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you doing?
Really well, thanks for asking.
I don't think I've done an interview on a mic before.
Oh,
the live
really?
audience in 25 years of being a feeder.
No,
this
come
is a new experience
on.
for me.
What, is it usually just one-on-one?
Well, it's not normally a sort of handheld mic. I can actually hear my voice on the
Yeah.
PA, which is quite
If you
bizarre.
hold it a little bit down here, and then, yeah, there you go.
There we go.
He's done it. He's a pro already. How's it going? So, good
Yeah,
day
busy.
already, London?
Yeah, no, it's been good. I've been doing lots of promo and some recording and all sorts.
So, Youth, can I just say, what a video.
Thank you.
Where was that filmed?
I'd love to say LA, but it was filmed in Wigan.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's my homeland.
Is it really?
I'm from Bolton, yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe that's Wigan.
I know. I mean, we actually filmed it. I think we arrived about 5:30
Yeah.
in the morning, to get that lovely golden hour.
I mean...
And we had to move the video shoot about 4 times because it was like, oh, it's pouring with rain again. And we just had that like glorious kind of morning. But it was freezing cold. It was like really hot and summery. But
it looks really hot and summery. And it's such a sort of like nostalgic record.
Yeah.
What's it about?
I mean, I've always wanted to shoot a Feeder video in a big field, a big field of rapeseed. So I've ticked that box. I mean, it's a real road trip song. It's sort of thinking back to the sort of early 90s, when we first started off. And also, I think it's a song that people go through that point in their lives where they want to go off and do something and, rekindle their love or friendship or whatever. I mean, it's a very simple message, but I think everyone has that sort of, that road trip dream in their heads,
Absolutely.
So it's really about that.
And it's a real anthem as well. So I can envisage it being in my car.
Yeah, it's sort of like classic indie kind of Feeder rock, really. It's kind of what we do. It's sort of almost a return to our earlier sound in some way. We've gone full circle. But I think after doing all the festivals in last year, I think we were in a very much a sort of festival mood, and I think it inspired this kind of song.
And it really connects with that. Now, Tallulah is your 10th studio album, which is very exciting. What can we expect? Obviously, it's out later on this year. What can fans expect from the album?
I mean, it's a mixed bag. I mean, it's like any Feeder record. It's not all one thing. I mean, the first half. I mean, I would say that it's front loaded. So the first half is quite upbeat, a bit like Youth. And then the second half goes off into a slightly different. It gets a bit more anthemic, a little bit more eclectic in some way. But it's. I think if you like it's actually quite hard to answer. But I would say it's got little kind of like snippets of all the best bits of each of our albums all on one record. Wow. That's how it feels to us. And that's what people are saying. Brilliant.
Well, we can't wait to hear that. Obviously, you have been writing songs now for well over 27 years, a long time, and you're highly talented at it. But what is your creative process when going around sort of approaching music and making music?
Well, I write probably, I would say, 95% of the stuff on acoustic guitar. And that's how they start off. I think the secret of a good song is it should be portable and sound good in in a very stripped back way. And then it's and then some songs sort of stay more acoustic, and then some get more anthemic, and some get heavier. But that's always been my kind of songwriting instrument of choice, really. But I'm still writing the same. It's still the same kind of way you know, as I was doing it, you know, back in '92 when we
Yeah.
first started. I think I'm just a bit more. I think I've got a bit more to say now. Obviously, I've got kids now, and I've
Yeah.
you know I've seen a lot more of the
Congrats.
world. The band have been going for like 25 years now almost. And you know, as you get older, you do get a little bit more not self-assured, but you just get a bit more confident, and you also have a little bit more to say.
Yeah.
You know, even on very simple songs, it's just I just feel as I'm in a good headspace at the moment. You know.
And there's always such a real depth to your music as well, especially within the songwriting. And obviously you've had, you know, with 25 years, there's such highs and lows of life that obviously influence records and, you know, where you are, the stage of your life. What's been something that's kind of happened recently that's really kind of driven your creative process with the writing?
I think just being a parent, really. And that sounds really weird because I've got a lot of friends in bands, and since they've, you know, become parents, they've kind of really slowed down. They don't really write so much music anymore. They're kind of enjoying that. Whereas I've gone like almost like the opposite way. I'm actually writing more songs just to get out of the house. No, it isn't like that. But, yeah, I don't know. It's quite a hard one to answer.
Sorry,
really.
I'm
But no, I
fine,
mean,
really.
it's. I think I'm probably writing more stuff now, and I think we're doing more as a band than we were 10 years ago, which is, you know, which is a really positive sign
it's wicked.
because it can get a bit stale sometimes, you know. And I think we've had you know, we took a bit of time out as well, and I think that was really good, you know, just for headspace.
Yeah.
And I did 2 little solo things, and that kind of made me approach, you know, the new Feeder record in a slightly different way as well.
So within that time, obviously, I know that you did have the break, as you said, but you did your solo album. Did you actually have any time off yourself within that
Not
period?
really. No, I mean, Taka was doing a side project.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good time to do the solo thing. I mean, I didn't actually plan on doing a solo record. I was actually meant to be writing for somebody else, and I kind of got quite attached to it. And I thought I might just keep it for myself.
Yeah.
So that became, you know, and that did quite well. I went to Japan and Europe, and we did about 40 shows on the back of that.
Yeah. Just a few then, you know.
It was called Yorktown Heights, and I'm actually really proud of that album. I mean, it's much more acoustic based, but it's still got elements of Feeder in there.
Yeah.
But it's much more, probably a bit more personal, a bit more about, you know, family stuff on there as well. I mean, I still do that on Feeder songs, but I think that one felt just a little bit more special, just a little bit. And also, you know, when I'm doing my solo stuff, I don't do Feeder at the same time.
No.
It's a whole different headspace for me. I can't do the two together. I know some people are in 10 bands at once. I just can't do that.
Yeah, it's like one locked in on the focus.
Totally.
And now this album, you've recorded quite a lot of it at a home studio.
Yeah, we've done most of it.
The Treehouse Studio.
The Treehouse.
Tell us about it.
Well, it's not in the treehouse, but it's kind of raised up. It's just in my back garden, and it's oh god, I shouldn't say that. I'll be broken into when I go back.
No.
It's got a regular alarm system and bars everywhere. It's just a really good space, you know, to work. Obviously, we can't do loud drums and, you know, really heavy guitars, but I do everything else in there. So it's been really creative.
How long have you had that?
Probably about 10 years. So we've done pretty much 3 Feeder albums in there, you know, because we did Arrow, you know, from the best of, All Bright Electric, and obviously a Tallulah, and then my 2 solo records in the Yorktown Heights and Black Cloud. So it's paid for itself.
Great.
It's just really nice kind of working at home because you know, if you're doing vocals, sometimes, you know, if you're in a big studio where, you know, you're paying all that money, you feel like the pressure of singing sometimes, you know, maybe you don't feel like singing. Whereas if you're working at home, it's just a bit more relaxed. And although saying that, I actually get more done working at home than I do in a big studio sometimes, even though I'm in a much more relaxed headspace.
And with having a home studio, do you take time off? Are the lines a bit blurred? Are you kind of like constantly?
I don't work sort of long hours anymore.
Okay.
I find I like to work. So I normally start about 10, and then I work until about 7, but all the way through. Don't take, you know, there's no real breaks.
Wow.
So you actually get a lot done.
Yeah.
Because then you've got a bit of time to sort of, you know, see the kids in the evening and have a glass of wine
Yeah.
or 2.
And
or a bottle in my case
yeah.
sometimes.
Me too, don't worry about it.
It's for
And
inspiration.
yeah, absolutely. You've got to have that. It's to take the edge off.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your companion, Bamboo the cat.
Oh, Bamboo. Yeah, does anyone else know about Bamboo here? No. Yeah, she's a Burmese cat. She's got her own Instagram account.
Yeah.
She's become quite popular now. She's there she is.
She's super cool.
She's a lovely cat.
And on her bio, because she's obviously a massive fan of Feeder, and she's actually tagged in a lot of your photos.
Yeah, I know. But she really likes music because she's been around it all the time, so she's not at all like freaked out by, you know, big loud riffs and, you know, me singing all the time. You know, I know that T-shirt was done on a Snapchat. Said my daughter Hannah did it for me just as a joke, and I actually posted it up, and everyone goes, "I've got to buy that T-shirt with a cat on." And we've sold so many of them on the back of it. The power of a cat. But she's a really good. I mean, she is quite full on. She's quite high maintenance, but in a really nice way, you know. And she sits in the studio when we're playing, recording,
She's chilling out.
Oh yeah,
Is she the boss? Probably. Most cats are.
Sorry.
Is she the boss?
I think she thinks she is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think she probably is, to be honest.
She sort of lives on my shoulders most of the time.
Oh, I love that. So obviously the merch chat, which we have to do, but also you've got a load of live shows coming up. So you're touring in November.
Yeah, we're going. Well, actually, we're going to Singapore and Japan in September, and then we've got the UK tour starting early November, going all the way through, and then we might do another half, but we're not sure. We'll see how this one goes.
So could it turn worldwide, or is this very much
worldwide tour? Us and you too, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, hopefully, yeah. I mean, obviously,
first, so.
I mean, touring is expensive, unless you know, it's all getting the crew out there and all the gear. So it's not, I mean, you can make money, but it can be difficult. So you have to invest sometimes. So you might lose money in one territory, but then you make it in the other. So you have to make it kind of work, financially. But I mean, if it was up to me, I'd be playing everywhere. But you have to kind of plan these things and make sure you're going. Yeah, but we're hopefully going to go to some different areas as well on this record.
Great.
And
we've had some social questions in actually for you. So on Facebook, Jane asks, "What is the song that you never get tired of performing?" Good question, that.
That's quite a tough one, actually. God, never get tired of performing. I still enjoy playing High from our first album. I mean, it's a really simplistic song. It's, but it was one that kind of put us on the map.
Yeah.
And it feels quite timeless, even now after all these years of, I actually remember writing it in my old flat in Camden, on Camden Road by the Lord Stanley pub.
Love that.
And it was just a very simplistic song, but as soon as I played it to people, it just had something.
Yeah.
And so I'm still kind of enjoying playing that one.
What is it what is that something for you? Because it's such an iconic sound that you have. Like, what is it? What is that little bit of magic that makes, like, a Feeder record?
I can't tell you that. Do you know, I've always been into songs. I mean, I grew up listening to anything from Black Sabbath to Simon & Garfunkel to Led Zeppelin to a lot of 80s like pop music as well. Gary Newman, like Duran Duran, Human League, early stuff. Yeah, so I'm a real song guy. I mean, I love guitar music. That's my real passion. But I've had a really good sort of musical education because I've listened to a lot of stuff that was quite random. People like Tom Petty, Neil Young, huge influence on me. So I think what makes Feeder work is we're a combination of all those influences. We all like similar things, but we're a kind of a mixture of pop, sort of heavy metal and indie, really. Yeah. And that's what we do. But it's just what we listened to actually growing up. But we're very much about songs. We've never really cared too much about trends, and I think that's why we're still here. Yeah. Because if you've got some songs that can be timeless in some way, that's always the secret of longevity. And timeless and iconic, a lot of them are, and you will be performing one of them. Just the Way You're Feeling later, which is one of my favourite tracks. Just the Way I'm Feeling, even, which I'm very excited about. So you're getting a lot of love on Facebook right now. Oh, that's good. Which is good. Aaron Miller Murray says, "Can't wait to see you in Inverness." Sam Ward got his tickets for Newcastle, which is fab. So with obviously over 25 years on the road, what's it like being on tour with Feeder? Do you guys go out? Yeah, we do. I mean, I've got to look after my voice, so I can't be caning it every night. And sort of, I do like to party. But if I've got a day off, then I'll have a bit of a night out. But it's actually a really happy family. I mean, there's a really good vibe in the band at the moment. We've got a really good live band. All the crew are really nice. It's just like a big family. Yeah. Sometimes there's days where there's a few ups and downs, but not really. We get on really well. And I think we know when to give each other space. You kind of learn that after being in a band for a while. Yeah. I mean, back in the early days, we used to
on
be
top of each other.
Like, tall fights. Me and John like piling on each other and being a bit worse for wear. Tour buses. Getting trashed in America and stuff like that. I think we've always been a very private band, so people think we're probably quite boring, but actually, we've had some pretty rock and roll times. Go on, we just keep it behind closed doors. You said it. Give us one little snippet of a rock and roll moment that you can share with us. I do remember like a very drunk night on Jägermeister once. Oh. Where wouldn't have had you down as a Jaeger kind of guy. Absolutely hammered, all of us, on the tour bus. And it started off being, "Oh, mate, I love you." It was all this kind of emotional. And then by the end of the evening, we were all killing each other. Yeah. It was literally, there was fights on the tour bus. I had a massive fight with somebody. And then Taka grabbed me and I fell onto the table on the tour bus. and I broke my rib.
No.
But I was so drunk and in so much pain, I thought I was having a heart attack. Anyway, and I think after that, I think we ended up like trashing the tour bus, and had to pay like loads of money, and then we had to fly home early from the tour because I'd broken my rib.
So you couldn't perform?
That was quite rock and roll moment.
That is really rock and roll. I wasn't expecting that.
But we were all
much
friends
rock
in the
and roll.
morning,
Love it.
and they almost didn't let me on the plane because I was so hungover, and I had like really bad alcohol poisoning. I was green. They went, "I'm sorry, sir, you can't get on this plane."
Yeah,
and I was like, "I gotta
especially
go
in
home."
America, they're like,
It was the worst journey of my life. Yeah, so kids out there, just don't do it.
I love it. Such a rock and roll moment. Now, like on that, obviously, with the music industry, it's ever changing, and you know, there's with social media, there's so many different ways to approach making music. What advice do you have for someone who is, you know, into the same things that you're into, and who kind of wants to be in a band and wants to sort of make it? What would you say to them?
Don't do it.
Great. So it's a great advice there from you.
I mean, it is a whole different world now. Obviously, I mean, I use social media a little bit, and it's I mean, it's a great way of getting, you know, of finding new bands and you know, for getting music out there. That is a plus point. But I think it can also be quite a dangerous place to be as well, because everyone's your critic now. It's not just about, you know, the guy in the Times, you know, doing the album review. It's about everyone. So it can get quite difficult. You know, even for us, you know, you read certain comments and it can really do your head in sometimes. So you have to sort of like tread sort of carefully with that and not get too, you have to grow, you know, quite a thick skin. But I would say there's some great bands around at the moment. I think the music is really good at the moment. It seems like there's even more bands around, but I think that's you know, because of social media.
Yeah.
It's always been a difficult business, and I'm not going to say that it's going to be easy. But what I would say is it's all about the songs. You know, if you've got good songs and you can maintain that, that's key, I think.
Yeah,
you know.
Brilliant. Well, unfortunately, we're nearly out of time with you. But thank you so much for chatting to us. In just a minute, you will be performing for us live in the studio. But while you get ready, let's take a look at what we've got coming up on Build. We have got so much good stuff coming up on Build, and don't forget, you can download for pre-order Feeder's new album Tallulah, which will be out in August, and of course get your hands on some tickets for their gig in November. But for now, for one last time, please give it up for Feeder playing us out.
Memories got left behind. Now the purpose and a life, maybe we could leave. No more apologies. We're just lovers on the run. California, here we come. California, just when I thought those days are gone, wishing we were young. Young. Emotions tested and refined as we stare at snapshots of our lives. We sat beside the water's edge, the smuggler's cave above our heads. Maybe we could leave. Apologies. We're just lovers on the run. California, here we come. California, just when I thought those days wishing we were young. We were young, we're just lovers on the run. California, here we come. And when I see your face, the future that awaits, another city rising from the dust, neon lights the way. We're just lovers on the run. California, here we come. California, just when I thought those days are gone, wishing we were young. We were young, we're just lovers on the run. California, here we come. California, just when I thought those days are gone, I thought the love had gone. California. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Cheers. I've got Nicholas from Feeder, and this is just the way I'm feeling. Love in, love out, find the feeling. Screaming, scream out, time for healing. You feel the moment's gone too soon. You watching clouds come over you. Turn into. You close your eyes for someplace new. Turn into. 'Cause I feel it's going down 10 feet below the ground. I'm waiting for your healing hand. One touch could bring me round. I feel we're going down 10 feet below the ground. It's just the way I'm feeling. Glowing, burn out, lost the feeling. Bruising, you bruise out, nurse the bleeding. Turn into. Each time we bruise. 'Cause I feel it's going down 10 feet below the ground. I'm waiting for your healing hand. One touch could bring me round. I feel we're going down 10 feet below the ground. It's just the way I'm feeling. Yeah, yeah. It's just the way I'm feeling. Two different views as words confuse and break. I can't get out. There's no way out of here. I can't get clear. Love in, love out, find the feeling. 'Cause I feel it's going down 10 feet below the ground. I'm waiting for your healing hand. One touch could bring me round. I feel we're going down 10 feet below the ground. It's just the way I'm feeling. Yeah, yeah. It's just the way I'm feeling. Yeah, yeah. It's just the way I'm feeling.
Thank you. And again. Thanks a lot.